Hello, everybody, and welcome to the D Line, soon to be everyone's favorite football podcast, courtesy of The Clash, the IOL Sports Show. Get it on YouTube. You can subscribe to The Clash on YouTube as well. My name is Malbongo Mklecha, and with me to speak football today is the legendary Herman Gibbs and our top football scribe at IOL Sport, Mihlali Balega. Good day, gentlemen. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Alibonge. Good to see you as always. Glad to see you had a lovely makeup. You're looking as good as ever.
Thank you, Mr. Gibbs. Same to you. And I see you guys got the memo. Everyone's blue today. Mr. Balega.
Please, Michali, please put on your sound. The sound
Oh,
is off.
sorry. Oh, sorry, gentlemen.
No, no
Good to be
problem.
back. And
If it happens
yeah,
again, you'll get a red card.
I see, Mr. Gift, that like you said earlier, that off air that you're ready to fire away. So that must be your first shot.
Yeah, shots fired. Mr. Gibbs doesn't hold back. Hopefully, he will be shooting some shots towards the FIFA direction. Um, Finally, they sanctioned us for an incident that happened in March when Bafana Bafana played Devil Komkwen and Polokwane. Maybe the first question is why did they take so long? I mean, finally on Monday, they sanctioned us, giving us sending over the match to a 3-0 defeat for Bafana Bafana and docking us those 3 points. Honestly,
Well,
why did they take so long? I mean, it
well,
had been
from
resolved earlier.
there hasn't been any explanation, but what one can read between the lines of the comments of Hugo Broos is that this matter never ever came before FIFA's committee. He made the point that in the past few weeks there had been a few sanctions meetings, committee meetings, but this point was never raised. And then after a few meetings, suddenly, about just over 2 weeks ago, this matter was raised, this yellow card matter of Bafana Bafana. So his feeling is that somebody had put pressure on this committee, and that's how it came about. That is the reason why we've never seen this mentioned in the most recent notices regarding sanctions of countries that have stepped out of line. So that's the reason why this has happened,
Yeah.
according to Bruce, who read between the lines.
And you cannot really take anything away from Nigeria. I mean, the fact that we also initially had the FIFA, give us a one-member panel to make this decision. I mean, it's something that also, begs a lot of questions.
Yeah, 100%. You cannot take, anything away from anyone because if you look at Nigeria now, given the fact that, Bafana have been docked 3 points, they are still back in the running to actually qualify for the World Cup automatically because you must remember there is still the playoffs that can still, be used for by teams to actually secure a spot for the World Cup in North America next year. But what I want to maybe also highlight is the fact that you must remember, be it that Lesotho did or did not protest, when it comes to the law or the code, disciplinary code, it doesn't matter. This was a FIFA's distraction to actually implement it because what SAFA did to feel the Tebogo Mokoena was ineligible, they actually contravened a rule. So whether or not Lesotho did protest, whether Nigeria were putting pressure or they were not, I mean, it was not entirely, up to anyone's hands by FIFA. And also, and another thing that you must take note of is the fact that when other federations, or maybe let's say that when other continents were issued with fines, there was no African continent or the CAF teams that were actually said to be going to be sanctioned by FIFA. It was only thereafter when CAF teams were actually shown to have contravened rules that Bafana Bafana was also mentioned having committed that offense back in March.
Yeah, no, it's true. It's true, Michelle. FIFA use their discretion, but the worrying part is that they must also have a timeline that guides them. That when something happens in March, at least deal with it before the next round of games. Because now, it begs questions that why now? Like I was saying, not that I'm going to accuse anyone of dark magic or one-handedness, but we've got opponents here. There's one member panel, and then they take their time. I mean, there's been 3 rounds that has been played after that situation. So that's what makes it a bit of like, why now?
I, I understand that. I understand that, this offense happened about 6 or 5 months ago, but I think the timing now is better than when it could have happened after the qualifiers. Because imagine if we needed, if Bafana Bafana, for instance, they'd actually, finished in pole position, and then they were just 3 points ahead of whichever team that was second. And then the section now comes. There's nothing that you can do then because you've played all their matches. But now they go to these 2 crucial qualifiers against Zimbabwe and Rwanda, knowing that they have to win. And they have to win with a better goal difference than the team that will actually come behind them in order to finish in the pole position. So the timing might not be ideal, but I think this one is better than later.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Maybe someday we should get FIFA to respond as to, the guidelines that they use as to, I mean, what is the timeline of dealing with sanctions? Because honestly, we would have scored so many goals against Lesotho in the second leg in Bloemfontein instead of 2 if we knew. But anyways, let's leave it to that and follow the leader because Hugo Broos did say some wonderful and brave words yesterday when he was announcing his squad. He seems he's undeterred about all of this. And then Mr. Gibbs, you were giving us a piece today for on the which is live on the IOL website, talking about Bruce remaining defiant. Maybe just to give us a few from that one on what did you learn from Bruce's reactions towards this and maybe his attitude towards the 2 upcoming games.
Well, it's very clear that although Bruce said initially he was taken aback by the sanction, he's got over it now. And he feels that what has happened can serve as a motivation for the players. They will now be trying even harder than in the past. They are now be more motivated than ever. So that's one positive. And he's also taken aback by the amount of negative comment from various fans that this is really bad for South African chances of qualifying, when he feels that it is a setback, but it doesn't mean the end of qualifying chances. He considers it just a minor setback. It's something we can overcome. We have our destiny in our hands. So it's a matter of winning 2 matches and winning them well with lots of goals. We have an advantage. We're playing both matches on South African soil. So somewhere along the line, we can say the gods are with us.
Indeed. And maybe that character, Mhlali, it's what we will rub off to the players ahead of the Zimbabwe and Rwanda game.
Yeah, no, 100%. Because also I think Bruce has named a relatively strong squad. Khuliso Mudau, the right back from Royal Sundowns is back. Pepelo Sutolo, who you will last remember that had a very good outing at AFCON. He's also back now. He's injury free, and also we've seen some new players that have gotten you've sort of for a note after impressing. Tsepang Moremi from Orlando Pirates is in the fold. So yeah, I mean it's only up to us now really to actually bring the qualifiers back in our control. And also I think the good thing about these qualifiers as well is the fact that Benin and Nigeria are still going to play each other. So let's hope that they cancel each other somehow, somewhere, so that brings back the advantage to us. And also, I'm very pleased with how Hugo Broos has managed to actually, to take control of the situation, because it did say that everyone has to account. You cannot only be throwing stones at, the team manager, Vincent Seka. He has to account. Safa has to account. Tebogo Mukwana, the player, has to account. And also, obviously, the team manager has to account. But yeah, there's been a lot that probably has happened, in between Tebogo Mukwana getting these 2 yellow cards. So remember, there was AFCON, there were AFCON qualifiers and all that. So someone somehow lost track of whatever was supposed to be done, ahead of the Lesotho game. But yeah, now here we are, and I think that we still stand a very good chance, especially given the fact that our opponents as well, those that are still competing with us for that number 1 spot, still have to play each other.
Yeah. No, thanks for that one, Mhlali. Just to remind our viewers that you just have to subscribe to The Clutch on YouTube. That is your IOL sports show. And going back just before we close it, this Bafana issue, because now it's clear what we have to do. it's clear now what we have to do. We have to go out there and win these two matches, but then we have to score goals. And I mean, looking at the squad that Bruce has called, like you were saying, you've got Ikram Reyners, you've got Foster, then you've got the likes of Moremi, who's been firing well for Pirates. You've got the likes of Kota and I believe we've got Mufukeng there who will probably play more of a number 10 role as well, especially with the absence of Thomas Rana there. I mean, do we have that quality? Can we really expect those amount of goals to, even if we match, Benin, then we can be above on goal difference?
Yes, we got Lyle Foster leading the attack. He's been in good form for his club, Burnley. And we know we even scored in that match against Manchester United. He's a strong player. He can handle the physicality from opposition defenders. He knows how to crack open the defenses. And if he's not scoring, he can certainly create chances for his teammates. I've got a lot of faith in Osman Apollos too. He's improving with every game, and he's certainly enjoying his time in the national team. He's a hard-working fella. So we have quite a few options in the forward line there. And I think now that the players are aware of the urgency to score goals, not only winning match, but to score goals, I think Zimbabwe are in for a hiding next week in Durban.
In Durban. You must know there's a lot of Zimbabweans in Durban, so don't be alarmed.
I understand where Mr. Gibbs is coming from, but this Zimbabwean team has got a number of, I wouldn't say that players that are past their prime, but a number of experienced players who have also played in the PSL. So they would obviously still want to, roll back the years and actually show that they still got it. And we cannot take them for lightly. I think where I'm sitting, they will pose most of the danger compared to Rwanda. So if you can get over the line, over Zimbabwe, I think we stand a good chance of beating Rwanda in the follow-up game. But yeah, I'm also impressed with our defensive line because also Kuliso Muta is back. Mbokazi has been on form. Bruce has been praising him. And Modiba is also, has been on form in Sundowns. And yeah, we've also got, Ronan Williams. It's just a matter of who Bruce would go with to partner Mbokazi at the heart of that defense. So we should be fine all round, honestly.
We shouldn't be worried. I mean, we are South Africa. Let's just go pay the neighbors. Say, guys, give us 3-0 here. And Rwanda come here and say, hey, give us 3-0 there. And then we'll deal with the commission of inquiry later because that's what you do.
No. Let's not do that. Let's go through the straight and narrow route.
Yeah, no, we're so close now. We don't need those blemishes. No, that's genuine. And it seems there's no end to the shenanigans regarding Bafana. I remember in 2011 we celebrated when they failed to read the rules going to the AFCON. And back in time, you remember there's been a lot of shenanigans regarding players and coaches and team managers. But anyways, gentlemen, thank you for that, and all the best to Bafana Bafana. Don't forget to subscribe to the Clash on YouTube as we move on to the Carling Knockout Cup, which has become obviously there's a massive reputation over the past 2 seasons of being the underdogs shots to silverware. I mean, you saw the inaugural one was won by Stelis when they were. In fact, was their first one. Was versus silverware on top flight, and then last year, unexpectedly, Mages came through in their first season in the Premiership. I mean, looking at this year again, would you give it to? Would you pick your own underdog? Maybe let's start there. Would you pick your own underdog, Mr. Gibbs? Would you pick your own underdog? I'll pick mine.
Well,
you pick your underdog.
Let's just say that now this competition, which has changed its name many times over the years, has of late been a graveyard for the top teams. Agesi defeating Sundowns in the final. Something we will never forget. And Stellenbosch winning the year before that, when they weren't one of the fancied sides in the league. So this competition, which is the English version of the League Cup, has thrown up a fair amount of obstacles and upset the results in past seasons. And I think my prediction for the upset of this round will be the match in Cape Town on Sunday, where the Amakosi will go down to the Stellenbosch team, who is showing improvement against, they proved against, although they ended up goalless against Chile Boys, but there was an improvement. And
Mr. Gibbs,
they'll
let
take
me
it one
interrupt
step
you.
further on Sunday.
Let me interrupt you there, Mr. Gibbs. Who is the underdog? Who will cause an upset in that match? Because, I mean, at this stage, I don't think we should be calling Stellies underdogs. Are you calling Kaizer Chiefs underdogs because they are playing away, maybe?
Well, when you look at the record of Kaizer Chiefs against Stellenbosch in the mother city for the past 4 seasons, they've been on top. So Stellenbosch is going into the match as the underdogs. Last time they played, they got a hiding at Athlone. So it was the only time Chiefs scored more than 2 goals in the match this season. So I think Stellenbosch is ready to cause an upset in this round. Kaizer Chiefs is, they're suffering for the same problem. They're creating chances, but they are not finishing, and that could be the downfall on Sunday at the World Cup Stadium.
Yeah, no, thank you for that, because I mean it's easy to get it twisted there. Okay, Mr. Valega, maybe your side as well. Makesi are playing Usutu on Sunday. Well, on Friday we've got Devon City also making their debut to the cup. We've got Swelele, you've got Marumo Gallants and Skukuni United, who have been, started the season in a very unexpected fashion. I mean, those two teams, you can actually not write them out. And Kevin Hunt comes with his own experience. But I mean, looking especially with Marumo Gallants and Skukune, would you put them in the basket of favorite?
Yeah, 100%. As well as Kune, given how they've started in the league. Obviously, the league is still, it needs 30 days. There's still a long way to go. But if ever that you want to encourage the players to continue with the momentum, they need to chase for something that is immediate. And at the moment, there's no silverware that comes immediately as the Culling knockout. So yeah, I would say that they are a team that to look out for in this competition. And also, although they lost, in the semi-final of the MTN 8, but they've shown that they can pick themselves up and actually do well given a time and all that. And with time, I think they can only be better and better. So let's hope that in this competition they will show their prowess. But like you said, I think also Coach Kevin Hunt as well. He's had a fairly decent start at Durban City. It is not how many expected him, because that we thought. Some thought it was a retirement village with all the players that has worked in the past coming back to join him. But look at how fairly well they've started. So you cannot write Durban City off as well as one of the underdogs. But yeah, let's see what happens. I'm very much interested as well in the game on Sunday, because Stellies need this win more than anything, because that's to just maybe revive that winning mentality. I hear people saying that Steve Barker is under pressure, but no, I doubt it for a second. That guy has done tremendous well at the club. Even if they finish outside the top 8, he will still be forgiven and given enough time to actually rebuild the team. With Chiefs, they are in a race against time, because also if Khalil Ben Yusuf together with Cedric Kadze are actually going to stay at the club for longer, they need to show it. So I don't think that Chiefs are going to continue with them for the rest of the season. And also, if Kaizer Chiefs want to actually get someone, they must get that person immediately. You'll remember the story of Kevin Johnson. He was given ample time, but by the time that was sacked, the damage had already been done.
It's already been
So
done.
yeah, you understand. So Chiefs need to get in their main asset, but also these two guys, Cedric and Khalil, need to actually show that they've got what it takes to actually steer, the boat whenever that the coach is not there. They did show it when Nabi was away in competition leave, but they need to do it now that there is no one that is actually their superior somewhere.
Yeah, Mr. Gibbs has already written Kaizer Chiefs off, as you say. So, alluding to what you're saying, Chiefs might really have to really focus on getting their coach to take them to the season. Then maybe again, we are so much focusing on the underdog. I mean, but Pirates have done really well. Wadu didn't start well from the plumbers. He's turned the plumbers tag to, like you wrote today in your story there, that now has become the Terminator. Also because of his his cast arm after that accident. Mr. Gibbs, you've already written Kaizer Chiefs off, and maybe one of the big boys can actually rewrite the script of the curling this season? Is there a chance for that? We understand that they've got CAF football, they've got a league pace to deal with, and maybe most of their players are also, focused on or distracted rather by the Bafana Bafana and the World Cup qualifiers. But can the big boys rewrite the curling script? Do they have a chance?
Well, I think Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns are certainly looking good these days. Pirates have now gone something like 7 matches across all competitions without defeat, and it's a record. It's a club record. I don't think any other coach in the history of Pirates have done that at the beginning of the season. Early in the season, gone 7 matches undefeated across all competitions. That fella, although he seems to have found a very good working relationship with the players, and the players seem to be responding to his tactics. So it's all very well. Sundowns, they are improving now with and especially with the injection of the Portuguese talents. We might see something special, and it won't be long before they could become near invincible again.
Yes, yes. Michele, I already understood what you wrote today on IOL. It seems you have renewed belief on Coach Abdul Salam Ouaddou.
I think he's done fairly well. Look at his run in September. The guy played, I think, about 7 games, won all of them, and he didn't concede a single goal. I mean, that is tremendous. Sure, I felt there were matches where he actually pushed his players to the limit. Because you look at how he started in the second leg, of the CAF Champions League, a permanent round qualifiers. It was a strong team, but it was more or less a makeshift team. But him to start a guy like Sipo China, should have actually maybe probably rested him, even though that it did with the progression of the game, But yeah, he's done fairly well. And also, the Kali knockout would also give him a chance to breathe. Because in as much as like now, it seems that, they are soaring high and higher. There comes a time where they will hit potholes. You'll probably, lose a lot of players to Bafana Bafana come December for AFCON. And then you don't know how they will return and what will be the momentum come the second half of the season. So he needs to collect as many points as possible can now and as many silver as possible can now, so that if he falters during the second half of the season, there's still, something to lean back on to actually remind the fans that, okay, this is where we started. There were obviously going to be potholes along the way. So we might not finish ideally, but we gave you something to cheer about when the season started.
Yes, yes. No, thank you very much, gentlemen, for that one. I mean, looking for the Panda, though, the games of the weekend. Mr. Gibbs has already given Steelers a win there. And then I think it's interesting, Magesi and Amazulu. I find that one to be also interesting. And then Paris again hosting as well. I mean, would you look at those matches as some of the key encounters of the weekend? And what are your predictions there?
Well, I think Amazulu showed a good form of late under Arthur Zwane. So I think they'll defeat Magesi. I think they look good for a quarterfinal place. Shadi?
No, I'm with you there, Mr. Gibbs. I think Coach John Maduka hasn't started well at Magesi, and I don't see him going any step beyond the qualifiers. This sort of the first round now. So yeah, that's what I think. This one he will bring it, and then maybe moving to Cape Town on Sunday. I think that would be the most interesting one to actually look out for. And obviously, I don't think that Siwelele will have enough prowess to actually beat Paris at home, because remember, Paris were beaten at home last season in the first round by Magesi. But I don't think Siwelele, with all the troubles on and off the field that they've had. Yes, they've won the last game against Marumo Gallants, but coming to Orlando, I think that would be a bridge too far for them.
Yes, yes. And then we've got Caron Arrows and Skukuna, and then you've got Sundowns hosting Marumo Gallants. Interesting enough, this will be, I believe, Tebogo Mokwena's first game since the FIFA sanction. Maybe his body language will be watched closely.
I think maybe you'll just take it a bit easy, because He wants to be injury free for the matches next week. And on the Arrows match, I think Coach Mangopa is on a roll now. And Sakuni faltered in their last match, so I am tipping Golden Arrows to put one past Sakunia, and they'll end up on the scrap heap.
Oh, that's bold, Mr. Gibbs.
Indeed.
He's tipping
They'll end
arrows
up on the
to.
scrap heap.
Mr. Gibbs is
You
tipping
see,
arrows to top.
he's saying that the arrows will be very sharp. They will be
They will
piercing
be
through.
sharp. They will be sharp indeed.
No, yeah, I don't think Tebogo Mukana he's a seasoned campaigner, a professional, and I don't think he will take whatever that happened with the national team, as the person to blame for it, because to be quite honest, a lot has been happening. His job is to play football. When you are selected and then you're forgotten about such an incident, you cannot beat yourself up for it. So I think he will be playing his normal game, and yeah, I think Sundowns will just have enough to actually get past Gallants and reach the second round. Because also, I don't think Miguel Cardoso is at a stable, place now to actually lose matches. He still needs to win as many matches as he possibly can to gain the trust of Masandawana, because the placards, we cannot forget recently that we're showing that Cardoso out, sporting director Frank back out. Those placards are still hidden somewhere. They will, they might actually be pulled out, if they are to actually sleep in this competition. And this competition, remember, the club chairman Tlopi Mutsepe might not have said directly that when they lost to Magesi, that was the final straw for Coach Magnoba. But hey, this competition has shown a lot of people flames. But yeah, going to Arrows Kukune, I think it'll be an interesting game. Also, Coach Eric Tinga did say during the press conference at APN Bev that he doesn't underestimate Arrows. Arrows are the same team that beat Sundowns at the league champions midweek. So yeah, I think it's going to be quite an interesting game. And but I see Kukune reaching. I think the semi-final or even the final in this competition, they've got the players. They're starting to blend together, and yeah, so there's no better way to keep the motivation and momentum than going as further as you can in a domestic cup competition.
There's Mihlali there. IOL's top football scribe dabbing the match of Sundowns and Malumo Gallants, the game of placards. So, so there's a game of placards. We will see how those placards come. I think on that bombshell, gentlemen, let's close it for this week, and maybe your last words, and also to the viewers of the D-Line and the Clutch IOL's football IOL's sports show.
Well, I just hope by the time this weekend is finished that there won't be any injuries for the Bafana Bafana squad. They will get together on Monday, and we hope that for once Hugo Broos will have an injury-free squad and he wouldn't have to call up replacements. Mishali?
Yeah, from my side, I'm just going to call out to everyone just to rally behind the boys, especially fill up Mbombela and also fill up Moses Mabhida. I mean, this is the time where
Moses Mabhida will be full up to the brim,
So yeah, I mean, this is the time where we can change the. I mean, it's been over 20 years since we last automatically qualified for the World Cup. So imagine what this could do for the nation if we actually get that ticket to North America next year. So yeah, but yeah, hopefully I will be able to that flight to North America.
Hopefully, let's go. I believe your visa is already sharp, and you will be our man. Mr. Gibbs have decided already that you will be our man at Bombela to give us those juicy reactions from there. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. Over and out.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.